Well, hello everybody and welcome. Hope you're all well. The last couple of sessions, what we've been doing, we've been installing software, libraries on our Arduino. We've installed Node-RED on our Raspberry Pi and the Node-RED dashboard. What I thought we'd do, because it's important, before we move on with our MQTT project, a message querying telemetry transport, all right, I thought we need to know how to build a graphic user interface in Node-RED, right? So what we're going to make is a dashboard example to show you how you can build and edit your own dashboard. We won't actually add functionality to the widgets. We'll do that in future projects. But we're going to create a simple interface. We're going to have two different tabs, one called Room, one called Garden. The Room tab is going to have two groups. The Garden group tab is going to have one group. We're going to add a color picker, all right, and a switch to the Room groups, and we'll add a chart to the Garden group, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's go over to our Node-RED. As you can see, we've got our Node-RED up and running. The first thing we're going to do is come down, right, to our dashboard palette, right? Got our dashboard palette. We're going to come over to here. We're going to click our down arrow and make sure we're on dashboard. We're on dashboard and we're on layout. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create our tab. And there we go. Right, that's our first tab. And what we're going to do, we're going to edit that. And we're going to come to here in the name. We're going to call it Room. We're going to call it Room. Icon. At the moment, it's Dashboard. We're just going to call it TV. All right. Leave everything else as default. Right. State enabled, nav menu enabled, and click Update. All right, that will update that tab. Now we want to create another tab, and we're going to edit that, right? And we're going to call this Garden. And the icon we are going to call local _ florist. Right, again leaving everything else as a default and click Update. Right, so that's our two tabs. Now we're going to create groups. So if we come at level with our Room tab, we want a group 1 and a group 2. Come down to our Garden and we want a group created in the Garden tab. Now we're going to add the following widgets. Okay, we're going to add the following widgets. First one we want is a switch. So what we do is just click on it and we drag it into our flows area. Then we want a slider. Click and drag into our flows area. Then we want a color picker. Put that into our flows area. And last thing we need, down a bit, the gauge. All right. You can have these all in line if you want on the close area. Right. And the first thing we're going to do is we have to allocate the widget to a group. So if I double click on switch, all right, and that's exactly what we want. We want room group 1. Okay, leave everything else as default. Leave everything else as default and then click done. What you want to make sure is the little red triangle has gone. The little red triangle is gone. Now we're going to do the slider. Right, again, we want the slider in room group 1. Right, we have got different options here. We've got different options here, but we'll look at them again. We only want we're just building a simple user interface, but we'll look at them in future projects. And we click done. The next one we need is the color picker, which opens. But this time we want the color picker in a room group 2. So we change that to a room group 2. All right. Again, we got different boxes to tick. Always show picker, always show value field. But on this occasion, we're just going to leave stuff as default. And we'll click done. Then we'll come to the gauge. Double click it. All right. And we want group 1 garden, or garden group 1. All right. Again, we've got different boxes. This is a color gradient. I don't know if you've seen a gauge, but they've got different green, yellow, red. Okay, how high it is. But we're going to leave that all default, and we're going to click done. All our red triangles have gone. All right. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to deploy it. Okay, confirm deploy. All right, successfully deployed. You saw that I had some unassigned stuff, but that's where I've been practicing. All right, that's where I've been practicing. What we now do is we click on Node-RED dashboard. And there you go. We've got our group 1. All right, and we put our slider and switch into group 1 in room. In group 2, we put the color picker. And this, we can move around. You can see it's the color picker that you get on any drawing application or whatever, you know, if you're changing colors in something, the color picker. All right, now if I click this, we then come to garden. And this is going to be a bit plain, but when we've got data going to this, which we'll be doing later in our project, you'll see the color gradient on gauge. So there's the room. Right, really simple. Really simple. See the switch off? If I go here, and I put the switch on, come back, it says on. All right, okay. So you can see it's a really piece of powerful software. It really is powerful. So that's how you build a user interface, right? GUI, graphic user interface, using Node-RED. All right. Hope you enjoyed that, learned something. You're going to need to remember a lot of this because we are going to be building some more dashboards with Node-RED. So thanks for watching. Thanks very much indeed. please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.